Okay, Wales have been rocked in their Rugby World Cup preparations by the sudden departure of Rob Howley due to betting breaches. Now, the Welsh Rugby Union have recalled Rob Howley to assist with an investigation. Stephen Jones has stepped in to replace Rob Howley as the Welsh backline coach, which is not necessarily a bad thing because he's going to be part of the future coaching setup with Wayne Pivac. He has been a part of this playing setup as a player under Warren Gatland's reign as head coach of the Welsh national side. So it's not going to be as disruptive as other coaching changes have been for other teams in other sports, etc., etc. But it is still going to disrupt their planning for certain games, their set plays of free kicks and penalties and scrum and line out. There's going to have to be some variations to their attacking moves, and defensive organisation as well will be somewhat affected, but I don't see it as a massive headache in that sense. How I see it as a headache is it's so close to the kickoff of the World Cup. So close. This has been happening now. It's been going on for a couple of days. The dust is starting to settle. We don't know the full details of the betting investigation that involves Rob Howley. What we do know is that there are betting breaches involved. Now, rugby union is a sport, and I'm going to say this sort of in parallel, that doesn't seem to have a match fixing culture or a spot fixing culture. It's not like football or cricket, where it's far easier to fix the outcome of a game or an outcome of a moment of a game. But nevertheless, the risk is still there, and betting on yourself or on opposition teams is a big no-no. We don't know if Rob Howley's guilty or innocent. So until this investigation is concluded, we can only assume, which is a dangerous thing. Stephen Jones, this will actually benefit Wayne Pivac when he comes in full-time as coach. Stephen Jones having that tournament experience with the players as a backs coach will ultimately, I think, help Wales long-term and help Wayne Pivac settle in, because Stephen Jones would have been at the coalface with the players during this tournament. But it's not something that is necessary. The Welsh Rugby Union's had issues off the field with the four provinces having financial issues, and now this thing with Rob Howley. The players have obviously been exceptionally professional throughout. They've had this record-winning streak of 17 games. They were ranked top in the world for a few hours. Literally, they are one of the top teams of the world right now. This is disruptive, but these are some of the top professionals in the world. However you think of their style of play and how they play the game is irrelevant. They've played exceptionally well. They've won games, but they've needed to win, even if they've won ugly, and I have been critical of that. So this is an exceptional bunch of players who've had to go through issues with their teams domestically, and now this. I think they'll be all right. There'll be a few glitches. There might be some, more conservative style backline moves, possibly. Keep it simple in the early games, work their way into the tournament, rather than just go with what they had. This is damaging for Warren Gatland, though, as this is one of his key lieutenants. So this story won't go away just yet, but it's not ideal, but it is actually got a silver lining to it in a sense. On a coaching setup, it, I think, aids the transition from Gatland's regime to the Pivac regime, but this is not what they would really want. As I said, rugby is not really a sport that has a betting culture. It's not a sport that is reliant on sports betting companies to sponsor them. So the betting link between rugby and the sports companies and gambling is a lot thinner than in cricket or football. But this is a troubling turn of events. We'll have to wait and see the outcome of the Welsh Rugby Union investigation and what happens and what comes out in that investigation. But for now, Stephen Jones is in and Rob Howley is out. But we'll see what happens, and of course the tournament starts tomorrow morning, and we'll have to go from there. It's going to be a really interesting period of time. There's a lot of questions to answer over this issue, and we'll see what happens. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll have some more videos for you very soon.